Hi everybody, this is Alex. Today I actually made myself to do this video because I've been wanting to do this for a while, and the procrastination and laziness just took over. But I really want to make this video because it kind of like it gave me a small epiphany. Not a small one actually, it's a pretty big one for me, and it's helping me a lot in understanding what is self-acceptance. So we normally hear a lot of like saying either on Instagram or by like other people or in spirituality that self-acceptance, accepting yourself for whatever, however imperfect and damaged and broken they are, and it's not an easy thing to do. And there are so many things we do not like um, on ourselves. It could be body image issues. It could be that certain behaviors that we have. It could be, a lot of other different things. But for me, recently, what I found out is that, just to summarize, I tend to have this sort of like tendency to be in conflict with myself. How it arises would be something along the line of like, okay, so I have the problem of like procrastination and laziness, especially in the evening and night when I turn on my computer, and that's it. That's the end of my night. I'm just, sucked into the screen until like 2 a.m. And in the morning I would regret it. I would be like, oh man, like I could have done so much more. I could have like pushed so much more for my design progress, and then a lot of other things that I could have accomplished instead of just like watching the TV shows. And I would also sort of like make a little pep talk to myself, and then try to break the pattern tonight. But most of the time the procrastination and laziness took over, and I'm just defeated. And then in the morning again, I would regret it, and then I would feel bad about it, and then I was always sort of like in this kind of conflict, like I don't like this, I don't like that. In the daytime I don't like how lazy I was, at nighttime I don't like to work hard at all. Just want to like let go and then just chill. And it's not anything that's like huge, or like we I think a lot of us would have this kind of like go through this kind of situation, and quite often. I could say it's a motivation issue. I could say it's just lack of discipline and stuff like that. But I was talking to my coach in our last session, and I brought up this problem that I have. It is a problem not because, not just because I can't, not just because I can't do what I want to do. I just always like defeating myself one way or another, and also because I'm always in conflict with myself, and I'm always struggling. It's either this or that, black or white, right or wrong. Like there's always this sort of like tension within me, and nobody would know this, but like I would self-criticize myself, and I would not accept it. I would just be like, why can't I do this? And then at nighttime it's like, why can't I do this? It's fucking annoying. That I can say the least. But I don't know how we came up with this sort of like conclusion during our session, because it's been a while. Because I was supposed to do this video right after the session. Obviously, that's been like more than a week ago. So the conclusion of the session is that I will try to do more sort of like mindless work. Like just if I were just like if I was just doing some like sketching, maybe not sketching, but like maybe I was just coloring, because like I have so many pieces that are basically completed, and I sketch them out, and then I just need to put the color in. When I do the color, when I do the shading, when I do those kind of like beautification of the design, it's kind of like a very soothing, mindless process. And I could actually put something on the side. I could either put on a nice show or like a mindless movie or whatever, just to have it on the side. And then I would, still be looking at this while listening to what's happening on the show. And if I'm interested, I'll take a look or, rest for a minute or two. And that kind of like process would allow me to do both at the same time, and it doesn't impact and my work. And this is sort of like a little balance I could find for myself, because I tend to have this tendency to criticize myself for not doing this, and not doing hard work every day on a daily basis, every single night. But also, the part of me that wanted to chill, wanted to relax, wanted to be lazy, and wanted to procrastinate, that's also part of me, right? It's still part of me. And to be able to let those two things coexist, there has to be some sort of compromise. There has to be some sort of balance. It could either be, oh, tonight is work, then tomorrow night is not, it's relaxation. Or it could be like, we could do both at the same time. And then I just, switch things around a little bit and then try to, do the more creative and analyzing work during the daytime, and nighttime do some like just chill, relaxing work. And then I could watch something on the side. I find it quite enlightening for me, because it is a really great example for me to understand a little bit about self-acceptance. Because we always tend to have this behavior of like attacking ourselves and then criticizing ourselves, and then trying to like use self-criticism to make changes. But what they say, like, you cannot shame someone to lose weight, is also the same. You cannot like criticize yourself or shame yourself into doing something. And so I really feel like this could be just like a simple, easy example of like, oh, what, like, what is self-acceptance could look like. It's just that finding the balance between two conflicting parts of you, and or multiple conflicting parts of you, and just finding that middle line, and so that you could satisfy all the parts equally, and not to like tip over one thing. Because when the scale is tipped over, and you cannot maintain it, when it's not in equilibrium, you cannot maintain it. And also when it's not in equilibrium, it's not going to maintain for too long. And there's always going to be tipping over, there's always going to be imbalances and conflicts. So I obviously I'm still I think I'm still working on self-acceptance and everything like that, including like body image issues, public speaking, and like many other things that I feel like I'm not good at. But at least in this realm of things, criticizing myself not working hard enough, and also the other counterpart of like just wanting to procrastinate and getting lazy, like those two things, I may be able to sort of like find a better balance. And then so that I don't spend that much energy like hating myself for not doing what I want to be able to do. So it's a quite interesting for me to realize, and it's a great example for myself to create, to be creative about how to resolve conflicts within myself. And once the conflicts are resolved, then things will run smoothly, and then there's no friction in the system. So that will also create a more peaceful and wonderful and joyful inner environment for myself, for my body, which is really essential for healing. And I'm in the process of healing now. So yeah, I just really wanted to share that. And if I get to see like more, I get to see more of those kind of like self-acceptance examples, I would totally come up and share more. Self-acceptance, self-love, and I think these are quite interesting things because they keep popping up, but we just don't know what they are and what's a way of accepting yourself. How can you accept the parts that you hate? It's just like if you you know, you hate it, if you hate it, you hate it, you know, there's no other way. Like, you either change it or you just despise it. And then most likely you hate it because it's hard to change. So how can you accept something you cannot change? It's like annoying. But I think a good indication, a good reminder is just to work with it. You know, I work with it instead of like fighting against it, finding a creative solution that would work for you to satisfy the parts that you love and also the parts that you hate. And so, yeah, that's it for today. Thank you. And yeah, it's the end of the year. I hope that I could get to do more videos of, like, you know, annual reflections and stuff like that. This has definitely been a very eventful year for me. I'm sure I can say a lot about that. So belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and hope everyone is safe and happy and joyful, and hopefully a wonderful year ahead. Bye bye.